However, let us proceed now to a more genuine sort of trial and trauma that was faced by one of our intrepid announcers way back when he and we were much younger. Here's Lloyd Moss.
I'm still a relief man, and we were broadcasting the Philharmonic in the schools. And I was asked to go to Brooklyn because Thomas Shippers was going to be conducting the New York Philharmonic at PS something or other. And Bob Cobaugh was the engineer, and I had worked the morning shift. And I think I had done the night shift before as a relief man. I was exhausted and went out with Bob to do this program, and Shippers hadn't shown up. The orchestra was there, but Shippers hadn't shown up. And it was getting closer and closer to airtime, and we worked everything out. I had this little card table with the remote box or whatever it is, with Cobaugh sitting at the dial, twiddling the dials. And Shippers was to come in from the other side of this vast stage. And I had about a minute and a half of material in introducing him. And suddenly it was airtime. And Cobaugh pointed at me. And there's no Thomas Shippers. So I proceeded very slowly to read the opening. And of course I had to make good because I was a relief man. You know, I wanted to be hired. I wanted to be thought well of. And this was a crisis. You know, I went through the minute and a half and proceeded to ad-lib. And Cobaugh had befriended the local IATSE member, the stagehand union. I don't remember what the letters stand for. This guy in a big bozo in an undershirt who came over, and while I'm ad-libbing inanities, just trying to fill time, proceeded to talk to me. Hey, the guy hasn't shown up yet, huh? What are you going to do? How, you're just sitting there talking? What? At me, and I'm waiting for him to go away. My eyeballs are falling out because I'm tired and I'm scared. And I went on and on about, I don't remember, something like, while there's much talk today about the disaffection that the younger generation is supposed to feel for serious music, it's most rewarding to see in our audience today, before Mr. Shippers comes out here, I went on in that vein. It meant absolutely nothing to me. It made no sense at all, but I kept going and finally ran out of things to say about how wonderful it was that these fresh young faces were in the audience, eagerly awaiting, as we were, boy, how eagerly, the arrival of Thomas Shippers. And I finally ran out of anything to say, and in desperation, but I believe Mr. Shippers is coming onto our stage. One moment, please, ladies and gentlemen. I think I see. It seems to me Thomas... And in the middle of all that, Thomas Shippers actually did appear, and there, from the opposite set of wings, there was a burst of applause from the audience. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, here now to conduct the remainder of our program, Thomas Shippers. Cobaugh cut off my microphone. I heaved a sigh that only partially expressed the incredible relief I felt at being snatched from the jaws of death by his really untimely arrival. And I said, in those days I was smoking a pipe, I said, Cobaugh, we've got 2.5 hours or whatever, I'm going out for a smoke. And I got up from the table, a broken man, and headed out through large double doors into the play yard so that I could smoke, and I heard these two heavy metal doors shut with a resounding thwunk, and knew that on this Saturday, with the sun beating down and not a soul on the streets, I was trapped in this vast playground, no knobs or latches on those doors from the outside, a 12-foot-high cyclone fence topped with barbed wire. And I burst into hysterical laughter, sitting there all alone, filled my pipe and smoked, and thought my life is at an end. I'm a ruined man. I'll never get back for the clothes. I couldn't bang on the door. There was nobody there. They were all in the auditorium. And I tried talking to passers-by who thought I was insane and paid no attention to me. And eventually I climbed the fence and somehow miraculously got over the barbed wire, God knows how, and walked in through the front door. Cobra never having missed me and never knowing what I'd gone through, and was able to read the closing announcement.